run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take.
Everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Dorcas. I'm a stay-at-home work from home mom. I'm a mom of two and I'm also a wife. I create content that resonates with me. I love cooking, so in most of my videos you'll find a cooking recipe. We do all the homemaking things here, and I hope if this is the kind of content that interests you, you'll hit the subscription button and you like the video and also share. So we love visitors. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel. So this day we'll be spending with you together, not the day, just the morning part of the day we'll be spending with you together. I got to do some laundry. We have to cook obviously, and here and there activities that are done in our home. So welcome so much to this video. So before I could even prepare breakfast on this day, I decided to just start on with the exam. Yes, we are homeschoolers, and I'm in touch with the school that my son would go to if I'm not able to homeschool him. So being in touch with them, I'm able to access the exam, and I'm able to gauge if my son is left behind or where he is at. And I got a question a while back. Someone was asking which curriculum I use, and I mentioned I still use the regular curriculum or the local curriculum in Kenya, and the reason being is at some point I still incorporate my son in the regular school, so I decided not to I decided just to use the regular curriculum that is used in the normal school, but I also add a bit of it's called the American system. I have one which is called the ECA. I add it in, so I don't necessarily use the CBC itself, but I also use the ECA. So yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm always in touch with the school. If I'm unable to homeschool my son, there's a school that he would go to, and here I had accessed the exam, and I was just we are just doing the exam. So I'm happy for the progress. I'm happy that in even some areas Akombele and the like, I'm happy for that. And those who keep on asking, why do I homeschool my son and things like that, I mentioned I'm a teacher myself. I'm a trained ECD teacher, so I didn't necessarily see the reason to take my son to school at this very young age. So I decided to homeschool him until otherwise. Yes, I'll homeschool him until otherwise. So I was so proud of him. As I mentioned, here are the exam papers. Well done, excellent. And the little bit that he's behind, it's only in the writing, and the writing, we are now in that phase where we are writing. So most of this exam he was able to do them without a struggle and without him to do the exams help. Now before we can make breakfast or before we can go to the next activity of the day. So we are done with the main ones, and then the rest will just follow later. I'm so glad that he's able to do this exam without much help. Yeah, so he's able to just follow the instructions and do them without much help. Yeah, so we are done with the language activities, environmental, and number work. But as I mentioned earlier, we are in the stage where we are learning to write. So yeah, so my people, welcome to this segment of the video. I want to make some breakfast. Actually, this is not breakfast because it's already 11 a.m. going to midday. I haven't taken something, but my kids already have eaten something. So I want to make these buns, and I'm making some raisins. They are buns or rolls, however you want to call them, but I think today I'll make some rolls. So I want to make some because it has been a minute, by the way, since I baked. Since the cost of power went high in Kenya, I haven't been baking as regularly as I was before, but it has been a minute. So I just want to bake the raisin rolls, and then I'll show you what I need, and the process is easy. You can just follow along using your eyes. Yeah, I hope you get to stick to the end of the video. Please share the video, like, and subscribe. I have some all-purpose flour. Yeah, this is all-purpose flour. And then I have some sugar, of course, to make it a bit sweet. I have some yeast. This is instant yeast. I have some margarine. I have some salt. Yeah, this is some salt. And then I have water, and I have milk. You can choose to use the milk alone, or you can choose to use 1 part of water and 1 portion for milk. But today I want to use a bit more milk compared to water, so I'll be adding in the water and the milk. And remember, whenever you are using yeast, you have to use some warm water, otherwise the yeast yako will not rise. So, and because I said we are making some cinnamon, some rolls, or some whatever we are making, some raisins rolls. So I have some raisins, I have some sultanas. This one I'll show you how to use them as we go by. So let's start by mixing the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and we make our dough, and I'll explain the process if need be.
Run free and dive into the sky.
All right, my people, so now that I'm using the instant yeast, I'll just directly mix the ingredients. I do not have to allow the yeast to become frothy. So I'll estimate the salt. I need like 1 tablespoon of salt. And then for the sugar, you just add it according to your liking, but I'll use like 5 tablespoons of sugar. So now that everything is in here, I want to add in my flour, and I'll add it in bits. And then I'll knead it for about 10 minutes before I can allow the dough to rest. Are interested in homeschooling, if you know anyone who might be interested and maybe they don't know where to begin on their homeschooling journey, you can always leave a comment on the comment section. I'll be glad to connect you to the institutions that I know you can get the curriculum and your homeschooling journey will be much easier.
Where love's the
Yeah, so my dough is roughly incorporated, so I want to transfer this to my surface and continue kneading from here.
going harder. We are more than numbers standing in this shade. Going louder. We are all one color standing in their way. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadow.
And so the next step that I want to do is to add in the margarine. And let me tell you, once you add in the margarine, everything becomes so messy, but trust the process, continue kneading, and you'll get the results that we want.
Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder. We are more than numbers standing in their shade. Going louder. We are all one color standing in their way.
My arms are on fire, so I'm halfway there, the kneading time, so I'll continue kneading this one until I achieve the results that I want. But I'm telling you, this is a workout on its own. I'm sweating, my hands are tired, but I have to do it. So once you are done kneading, you're going to transfer your dough to a bowl. You obviously have to apply some oil so that the dough doesn't stick on the bowl, and then you're going to cover that and allow that to rest for 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes, because I'm using the instant yeast. And this first process that you are resting the dough is called fast proofing. So we'll fast proof the dough for the first 15 or 20 minutes.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one.
After a while, or after 30 minutes, your dough will have risen, and now you want to remove the excess here by punching it or kneading it for a little bit. And then you want to cut your dough into sizable balls that you are going to work with. So those balls, you can see them there. I'm pressing them on top of each other, and at this stage I want to rest the spread out dough for a few minutes, like 10 minutes, before I can go to the next process. Remember, we are making some raisins rolls, and I hope you are following the process. And if you have any question, be sure to leave it on the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer you.
Superhero.
10 minutes in, and now my dough has rested for 10 minutes, and I just want to now spread it using my rolling pin. And I guess this one will just be able to follow along because it is super easy. Yeah, so I'm just spreading with my hands to make it a bit easier for the rolling pin. So once you are done, you now spread it.
Fly away. It's the first time of today.
Aya, wacha niongee sasa. So once you've spread the dough, you have a big circle. So the next step is to add in some margarine. At this point, you can use butter. You can use any jam of your choice. Let's say something like orange jam, mixed jam. You can use any jam of your choice. But I didn't have any in the house. That's why at this stage I'm using some margarine. But I'll just add it a little bit, not too much, because I still finish up by adding in some margarine on top. So once you've spread your margarine like that, you remember your raisins, you remember your sultanas. This is the point that they come in. So just spread them the way I'm doing. Putting your raisins, I just like pressing them just a little bit inside the dough, so that when you are cutting them, they don't fall off. Mom. Yeah, so once that one is done, we are now ready to roll our dough. Yeah, just the way I'm doing. We just roll it like this until we get to the end.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Ready at this point, and the next step is to now start to cut using a knife, or you can use a string, but I'm honestly lazy to find a string, so I'll just use a knife. One good thing about the string, it is that the cuts are so seamless, but I'll still use a knife because why am I finding a string at this point? Yeah, so let me cut the dough, and meanwhile my oven is preheating as well, so I'll just cut the dough like this. Yeah, so we'll get something similar to what I've just cut. The sizing is according to you.
Can I be your superhero?
Done cutting our dough, and I had already done my first batch, which is already aligned in my baking tin. So I had greased the baking tin with some oil, and then you just align your cut buns into the pan. So I just want to do it in one batch, and I want to ensure everything fits in here.
Shot, only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero.
Point, instead of using butter to apply on top of the buns, you can use some egg wash, but for me I prefer going with some butter or some margarine. This keeps the bun moist and helps in the browning. Yeah, so as the rolls are cooking, or as the rolls are baking in the oven, I want to work on this maize. So I just want to get the maize from the maize corn. Yeah, that is what I want to work on. At this point, I don't have much energy, so this is what I can do as I wait for the buns or the rolls to be ready.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. Dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed. a superhero. Superhero.
So I'm done preparing the maize or sorting the maize. So my buns are also ready. Let me show you how they look like because they came out so good. So good. Let me show you.
Superhero. Fly away.
Telling you they came out so perfect. I'm not disappointed. So the next thing to do is to brush them off with a bit of margarine. This one helps in keeping them moist. So that is the next step to do.
Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Superhero.
Yeah guys, so this is how I served my rolls, my raisins rolls. Actually they are so delicious. I've tasted already, and this one is kind of my lunch, and this could be the meal that I'll have for today, the only meal that I could have for today. Yeah, so yeah, it is looking lovely, delicious, and everything you think of. Thank you for sticking all the way to this point. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the returning gang. I salute you. Please like the video, share, and allow me to see you on my next one. Bye.